Great. Happy morning, Anna. So happy and so excited to have you today for my inspiring coffee talk.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm really so appreciative of your invitation.
It's like we are in a different time zone. That's why I shifted my talk show from 3 p.m. in the afternoon from my side to 9 a.m. right now in my time. And your time is 6 p.m. So that's why I
Correct.
really appreciate your sharing right here. So before we start the session, let me introduce to you about Dr. Anna. Dr. Anna Melikian is an optimist who had to overcome two bouts with cancer to learn that pursuing happiness is a fallacy. To choose happiness is much more powerful strategy to tap into our highest human potential. Anna teaches how positive psychology and personal awareness can help us to break through the mindset limitations, upgrade our psychological operating system, and achieve more than we thought possible on our work and life. Anna is the director of the Education for Book Yourself Solid, a board certified coach, BCC, and a proud member of the ICF, the International Coach Federation, and also the ACEC, Association of the Corporate Executive Coaches. And Anna, she's the host of the Mindset Zone podcast, which is selected for the Huffington Post 15 podcasts that will leave you pondering about the life's biggest questions and listed alongside the Peabody Award winning On Being and the TED Radio Show by NPR. And Anna is born in Portugal. Anna now lives in Phoenix, Arizona with her husband, daughter, and her lovely dog, Puffy. Welcome, Anna.
My pleasure to be here.
Yeah, because sometimes I saw your dog on screen, when your dog walking around the background. It's so lovely to see him sometimes. Yeah, as I just now mentioned, Anna, you are the host and the creator of the Mindset Zone podcast. And I'm very curious that what makes you to have the idea to have this podcast around this topic?
So my background is in academia and as a psychologist. My bachelor, master's, and PhDs is all in psychology. And so even before I discovered coaching, I had a fascination with the mind and psychology in general. And I know, and I worked many years as a psychotherapist, the power of our mind is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And when I entered the coaching world, there was a lot of conversation about mindset. We have to have the right mindset. We have to work our mindset. And I totally agree with it. But there was a lot of assumptions and a lot of we have to, and there was not a space, in my opinion, at the time when I started the podcast, where we could I sit our mindset as in my mindset zone podcast, a place that you can go every week and help you expand the possibilities. Like if you are going to the gym to exercise our muscles, we need to have places by reading good books or by listening to the mindset zone where we are going to come in the other side of the episode with a different perspective about things. And that is the idea, to create a zone where we can play with our ideas and things that we think, oh, maybe it's this way. And oh, at the end, we are seeing it in different perspectives.
Yes, that's what I love about your podcast. I have my own way to listen to your podcast. As I mentioned to you before, is I love to close my eyes to listen. And I because when I first to get in touch with your podcast, your voice is really, really capturing me. And I found that when I can listen with my eyes closed, it's even more powerful than listen with my open eyes. So for those that haven't checked out Anna's podcast, and I would love you to go to Mindset Zone. Later, I will share the link for you. All right. Thank you so much for having all this podcast, which is so powerful. And Anna, I remember in one of your coaching sessions, you shared to us it's about the blind spot exercise. And this blind spot exercise is like so interesting. And I found like so interesting to get to know and so excited to know that the power of our mind. Can you share with us more about this blind spot exercise? And if you want to share the screen, definitely can go. And also why it is so important to us to know that.
So let me go here to do a screen share.
Yes, go ahead.
And so we have, this is from educational page. This is something that even in science classes, they used to demonstrate the visual blind spot. And depending of the size of the screen that people are seeing this, is going to be a little bit different if they are looking in the computer, a big desktop, or in a laptop, or in iPad, the tablets type, or in the phone. So, but you can put all these links. I will send you all these links afterwards, and then people can download and come here and do it calmly by themselves. But if they are seeing in a tablet and or desktop, they will be able to do this experiment. And here, the important thing is we have to be about 30 centimeters, that is about 1 foot, the 12 inches, away from the screen. So our, like the image here in the lower left corner is, our face is parallel to the screen, and then we are going to close one eye and then look in a diagonal, like crosswise, to that eye. So in this case, I'm closing the eye that faces the circle, and then with the eye that faces the plus, I'm not looking to the plus directly, I'm looking to the circle. So diagonally, and at a certain distance, that 30 centimeters, 1 foot, something very interesting happens with the plus. That is because if we find the right distance, the plus falls in the blind spot of our eye. That is in the back of our eye, where the optical nerve that connects the eye to the brain connects to the eye. There is no photoreceptors there. And so in that spot, we cannot see because there is no photoreceptors. But the interesting and fascinating thing is that we are not aware of it. We are not going around the world seeing something with a hole there of lack of information. Our brain, first, most of the times we are looking with both eyes. So really, one eye compensates the information of the other eye. But even if we are looking around with one eye closed, we don't see that hole because our brain has this amazing capacity of rebuilding information, of thinking, okay, if around that of the plus is white, it makes the inference that should be white there. When the plus falls into the blind spot, we just see it was like a white space. So I find this a so incredible, easy way to show people the power of our mind and the power of our brain, of this capacity of see things that are not there and not see things that are there, the rebuilding capacity that our brain has, and that we are not aware. And I think this is an incredible metaphor for our psychological blind spots, because all of us have blind spots. All of us have certain aspects that we are not aware of. It's part of human nature. And sometimes other people are aware of it, say, but we don't see them. That is the definition of blind spots. So by creating experience, and part of the mindset zone is also doing that, creating experience, giving different perspectives, we can shed light, we can uncover our blind spots in psychological, mental mind blind spots. And by having that information, I didn't realize, by shedding light there, then we have more options, more possibilities of things that we can decide or not decide to do.
That's why it's so fascinating to know how powerful is our mind. And most of the time that we see out the world, it's not like actually it is. It's like we see the world as we think from our mind it is. So that's why our mind is like determine the way we see the world and how we behave definitely, and also who we are as a people. So
let me just add, because that another metaphor, another image that I use a lot to explain what mindsets are, is like glasses. You have glasses, or somebody, even if they don't wear glasses, maybe they use the shades, the dark glasses for the sun. We are seeing the world, the reality, through that glasses. And because we are so used to see things through that glasses, we are not aware of the frame. Becomes unconscious. Many of the things that are filtering the information that is arrived to us happens at a subconscious level, because we are so used to see it through that lenses. And sometimes we have to bring the awareness. No, I'm seeing through taking the sunglasses, and suddenly the colors are different. Oh, then there is that moment of awareness.
I have my glass most of the time because I have the short-sighted. So when I see things, yes, as like you see, when just on what you say is like when I put off my glass, I can see things is a different way. So I love about your sharing just now about different perspective. When I listen to your podcast, it's like it really opens my mind to think about what other perspective that I can look into, even it's the same thing that I am looking at. So like if we have the beliefs in our belief system in our mind, that limiting beliefs, let's say it's a limiting beliefs, that limiting beliefs, they're really, whether we know it consciously or unconsciously, it really can, impact, giving so much impact on our personal and professional life. Can you share with us like how this limiting beliefs can be so, can hinder us from amplifying or unleash our potential? Yeah.
And all of us have some areas that we have limited beliefs. It's part of, because our mind, how the brain works, how we simplify things, we categorize things, we make things shortcuts. And most of the times that serve us very well, and other of the times can be a problem. And even things that, so I'm now preparing a keynote that the name of the keynote is the happiness fallacy. And it's a lot about uncover blind spots that are preventing us for living our full life and to tap into our human potential. And it's a lot about concepts of positive psychology.
Yeah.
And one of the limited beliefs that I had personally was believing that happiness was something to pursue. So, and this is has to do a lot of cultural things. I don't know, that will be interesting about the East culture comparing to the European and American culture. But here in Europe and here in the United States, even if we look in the United States, is in the Declaration of Independence, one of the things is the pursuit of happiness. As a goal that we have, we want to keep going towards. And even if you think about a lot of the work kind of ethic is work hard. You deserve to win if you work really, really hard. Or in sports, no pain, no gain. It's a lot about that there is something in the future for us to achieve, and we have to do a lot of effort to achieve it. And I was very proud about that, the happiness as a goal. And I think there is something noble about that. And at the same time, if for me was a blind spot for me, because I was using that as an excuse to not allow myself to enjoy the present moment and not allow myself to feel fully the present moment. And what I realized is that I was always chasing and never, it's like as closer, and then it was, it's like if you were chasing something in a dream and you almost there and it keeps getting farther away from you. So I realized that for me, that was a limit. Seeing the belief that happiness was, the pursuit of happiness was the goal, for me was a limiting belief that were preventing me to choose happiness in the present moment.
The
And we
words.
do, yeah, and we do this a lot with the what if thinking, or when then thinking, more the when then, or if I have this, then I can do that. So when I finish this project, then I can relax.
Frozen. I don't know what happened. Let's see what we do. Anna, can you still hear me? The screen is frozen and I can't hear you. Let me check. Anna, can you hear me? Okay. Now, yes, we are back.
So where did I cut off?
You said about happiness. You said choose happiness.
Choose happiness, and did the part that I was explaining about the if I have when I finish this project, then I can relax. Did I was already frozen there?
I think that's the part that you stop. Yes. When
Yes.
and then.
So is that because is that is like almost a trap that we fall into, that kind of thinking? When I get the next promotion, then I can make more time to myself, then I can rest. We create this kind of dynamic that are and can become a limited belief. And many times we are not, because you see people that are high achievers and very successful, but they are never satisfied. There is always another goal, always another thing. And it's so easy in our world to fall into that dynamic. And we can achieve a lot. I'm not against achieving things and crossing out goals and do big projects. I'm all about that. But we can do that and enjoy the process more.
Yes. We can choose to feel the joy, the happiness while we are pursuing our own goals, right? So that's the part. Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you familiar with the Marshmallow Experiment?
I
That one that was, they put the little kids, they had marshmallows, a little sweet, the white sugar sweet, and the researcher, they were, there was like that one unidirectional mirror, there was a researcher with the kid, and they had like sweets in front of them, and then the researcher say, oh, I have to go outside, do something. And I'm paraphrasing here the things, but the principle was that the researcher leave the room and tell something like this to the kid. If you don't eat this marshmallow or this sweet,
Mhm.
And until I come back, I will give you double.
Wow.
Okay. And they went out, they said, and you'll see, because they have videos of this experiment, you see some kids. So, and some kids will eat straight away that.
Mhm.
Other kids, the ones that resist, they will sit in the top of their hands and then resist. And when the researcher come, then they add the 2 marshmallows or the 2 sweets. And the interesting thing about this research and why it's so much spoken about is that they have followed these kids 10 years, 20, 30 years later.
Mm.
And in general, the kids that manage to delay the gratification and wait for getting a bigger reward and controlling the impulse of the instant gratification were more successful in general when
Mm.
they grow up. And this is very much is like one of the classical researches in psychology that in one shape or the other people speak about. Um, and my thing is that, yeah, I'm not saying that there is not some, it's not important to learn the delay of gratification. What I put in question is that the other perspective is that if some of us don't take that to the extreme of accumulating a lot of marshmallows and never fully enjoy savoring them.
I can relate that to so much on that because previously I was someone like this. I'm like, I'm a go-getter. It's like one goal after another. I'm chasing out the goal because I require myself to have the higher performance. So that's why I do not learn how to enjoy in the process, just not what you say. So until I appoint that I learned how to choose happiness in the process, I feel so much, fulfilled in the journey while I'm pursuing my goal. So that's so much difference when we talk about that. Oh,
And think about, we are now at the moment that we are doing this recording is the Olympic Games, the Winter Olympic Games.
yes.
And I see just this because of the time difference, I just see the summary afterwards. But you will see their athletes that they really work very, very hard to be there.
Mm.
This is the top of everything of physical achievement and mental achievement in so many different ways. And you see there are people that earned the gold medal, so the top of the top, and you see some of them that do it and you have a radiant smile, and another ones that if they win they have a smile. I think I never saw nobody in the podium, maybe they are crying but of happiness. But some of them you see that they push and they achieve things, and other ones they push but they also, it's like a more pull energy. The I don't remember his name, is the American, the one that of the figure skating that won the gold medal. He amazing, beautiful, and is so happy and joyful to see him on the ice. And I think we can achieve the peak of whatever we do by pushing and by being in a more pull energy. And why not be more pull and more joyful energy? I think everybody will benefit from it.
Yes. Think we must have another session talking about all the energy, how to, attract the pulling energy from there. So we come back to our limiting beliefs, right? Now we know that how powerful is our mind. So, and always in my talk show, I would love to have my guests to share a little bit on what is the next best step for people, right, to unleash their power. We know the power right now. It's like what we can do to help ourselves to move forward, like one step, or even to amplify it. Yeah.
And start with little things. You don't
Mm.
need the, how do you say, that small incremental change. A small change of a habit can make a huge difference. And I think one of the ways of amplifying our mindset is by reading books or by listening to podcasts. So a little thing can be subscribing to podcasts like the Mindset Zone now,
Yes.
and doing a plug here to my a podcast, the Mindset Zone. But in terms of books, there are beauty. There is. Okay, let me recommend two books.
Yes, I love that so much.
There is a book, since we are speaking about mindset, one of the classic in the mindset world. I don't have it here at hand, but the name of the book is Mindset. And the author is Carol Dweck, a psychologist. This book was popularized a lot, the term mindset here in the United States, and is the book where she introduces the concept of the fixed mindset and the growth mindset.
Yes.
The idea that in some areas, because it's not that we have one mindset, we have many mindsets in our lives. And some areas of our lives, we can have a fixed mindset. We don't believe that we can change in a simple way. We don't believe that it's like, oh, I have the artistical talent. I have it or not have it. So I don't believe that I can learn it. So that is a definition of a fixed mindset. And in another areas of our life, we believe there is a space for learning to improve more. I was not born with this gene, but I can learn this skill. So the areas that we believe that we can learn is what is a growth mindset. The areas that is the fixed mindset is the limited beliefs. So that is really a powerful book. And the other one, I have it here at hand, is called Positive Intelligence for Sirzad Jamin. That is an incredible, and we absolutely could have just a conversation about this system. It brings what we know about positive psychology, neuropsychology, high performance sciences in a very simple system together for helping people to stop listening to the negative voices and start listening to the sage, wise voices within ourselves.
Must check out these two books. Yeah, I'll put a link below in the comment section so that you all can check it out. Definitely. In one of your podcasts, I remember you shared about shifting your mindset with music. It is so fun and excited interesting to get to know that. Can you share with us more about how to use music to shift our mindset? I believe a lot of people don't know about this. Let's check out.
And the thing about if we think is like there are music has a very powerful emotional kind of effect on us.
Yes.
If we listen to a nursery song that our mother or a person, a grandmothers used to sing to us when we are kids, that brings a certain emotion and a certain memories for us. There are songs, even when heartbreak, there are songs for heartbreak. There are songs to bring us energy. There are songs to get us in the fighting mode and yes, we can do it mode. Yes. I think kids and teenagers and young adults, I think are much more I was more connected with music when I was a teenager and young adult. And I don't know, with the business of life, I lost a little bit the thing of listening to music. And it's being a rediscovery now of realizing that I had that tool there, music, of changing my mood. And if we change your mood the way you feel, that will change your mindset too. So why don't use music to empower us? Because music, obviously, think about even before movies, before they had in the mute movies, Charlie Chaplin, that there was no, they didn't have voices.
Yeah.
But they put the music as a soundtrack to go with the thing. They have the way of bringing, because, and even if you think about any movie, the soundtrack is extremely, the music, the sounds behind it makes all the difference to the mood, to the emotions, to the way you feel, and to follow the action there.
Yes.
So why are we not using that tool in our lives? And I'm so lucky. One of my clients works on is a singer songwriter based. Laurie is based in Canada. He wrote and he traveled the world touring, including Australia, and now he's back in Canada. And even in Canada, he used to travel around schools to write songs with the kids. So he had a very interesting travels and development as a recorded singer and songwriter. And now in this, he decided to use his talents to help people, to work with people, and he helps people to come up with a lyric that means something, and then he will the lyric is make it together. I work with him and I create like my power song, a song to inspire me. And so he coaches around and brainstorm to come with the lyrics. And then he will put a music that he knows part of the process is learning about the style of music that we like. And then he puts a melody to go with the lyrics. And then he does the recording of the song. But the idea is that it's like many people use the affirmations to get inspired. So how about an affirmation is with music, brings it much more powerful. And then instead of just repeating a phrase over and over again, you sing a song, the choir, the art of the song over and over again, and it's much more inspiring.
Yeah, I know, Anna, you have the power song. Can you share with us about that?
Oh, yes, I will be my pleasure. Let me just hear. Because another great thing that he does, then he creates this amazing website to put everything together. And this is, I gave this as a present, as a gift to myself last year in 2021, because I was needing, with all this of the COVID, all the lockdown and all, I was needing a way of energizing my mission and what I was doing in terms. So we came out with Lucky to Be Me. We work on the lyrics together, and then he did the melody for it. And we even create what he calls the vision board, the video vision board that has the song. So let me just make sure that I'm sharing here the sound. Yes. And now I can play it. It's just a couple of minutes, 1 minute.
I'm brave enough to be the light that sees the light in others, the sparkle that ignites the flame, so all of us can shine. From here to the horizon, I'm a beacon on the sea. I find joy in every moment. I'm bright, I'm strong, I'm free. There's a wide world out there waiting. I'm so lucky to be me. I'm brave enough to be the light that sees the light in others, the sparkle that ignites the flame, so all of us can shine. From here to the horizon, I'm a beacon on the sea. I find joy in every moment. I'm bright, I'm strong, I'm free. There's a wide world out there waiting. I'm so lucky to be me. There's a wide world out there waiting. I'm so lucky to be me.
So lovely. I know Laurie because Laurie is in our community, right? So I remember last time when I joined the live coaching session, and he's right there. So because of a different time zone, so sometimes I do not join in the live session. I watch the recording. So yes, definitely I would love to connect with Laurie to have my own power song as well. So it's a very powerful one. Okay, so now, as I mentioned just now about coaching, and I'm in your coaching community. So it's so powerful to have a group of peers, mentors, and also coach to guide us through in our life or professional journey. So it's just like I'm in your Solo Biz Academy coaching community, which is an awesome one. So if you would love to check out the coaching session that Anna has, welcome to join, because I definitely is inside, but I believe it's for the past 3 years already, at least it's 3 years from now. So go and check it out. For that, later I will share the link below for the coaching one. Let me write it down first before I forget. So Anna, please share with us why it is so powerful to have peers, mentors, or coaches along our journey with us.
And keeping the thread here in the mindset and in the blind spots that we start our conversation today, having a group of people that are supportive, that are inspiring, that in the journey with us, allow us to be more aware of our blind spots, because sometimes we cannot see, we have limited belief in some things, but they see the possibilities in us.
Yes.
It's also true that if we are surrounded with the wrong persons, they will reinforce our limited beliefs. The dynamic goes both ways, but that is the importance of choosing the right people to surround ourselves with, and those are our like cheerleaders to help us to and support us when we are breaking through our limited beliefs, when we are exploring new territories, not knowing if it's going to work or not. They are there to help us in that journey of discovery and makes things easy. And sometimes they give us inspiration because they are a little bit ahead of us, and we see, oh, if they can do it, maybe I can do it too. So is that mutual receiving and giving, I think, is a dynamic that can be very enriching. We human beings, we are social animals. Even the introverts, I'm for the introvert side, but we need each other. And if we find the right mixture, really can be magic.
Yeah, that's what I experienced exactly in your community. It's like there is a group of people that give feedback, genuine, honest feedback that really can help me to improve. And also at the same time, it's like holds me accountable to do a lot of things. It's like which I say, yes, I'm going to do that website. Make sure I did it. So there's one very powerful on having a community, because me, myself, I also have a wellness inner circle, which is a community as well. That will be another one that we can talk about next time as well. So thank you so much, Anna, for your inspiring sharing with us today. And if the audience would love to check out about your work, where they can go to.
My website, that is my first and last name,
yes,
anamelikian.com, is where people can find the more up-to-date what I'm doing, including, of course, the Mindset Zone podcast, that whatever is the platform that they use to listen to their podcasts, they can follow me. I'm in Apple Podcast, that was the iTunes, the Google Podcast, Spotify. I'm in all the major platforms. They can find Mindset Zone.
Yes, this is the place that you go at this website. Definitely you want to check out, including your blog and also some newsletter that you can sign up, right? And okay, I will stop share from here. Anna, any words of inspiration for the audience before we end the session?
be gentle with yourself. I think sometimes we are our worst critics, and we have to learn how to be gentle with yourselves, and still we can absolutely achieve a lot by being and enjoying the journey more by learning how to be gentle with ourselves.
Yes. Oh, you speak to my heart, because sometimes I've been very hard for myself. So it can be really, as I mentioned to you, like I really it's like set a goal that I want to achieve the goal. It sometimes can be very hard in the process. Well, a lot of things that we need to juggle along the journey.
And sometimes we have to do the hard work, but then reward yourself. Allow yourself to enjoy that.
Yes, definitely. Lovely. I love you so much, Anna. Thank you so much for your sharing. And I hope that every one of you that listened to Anna's our session today would love to check out the podcast Mindset Zone. This is highly recommended by me, and I write a review for Anna as well in her podcast over there. And let us know what is the biggest takeaway from today's session that you would love to share in the comment section with us now, and let us know. And see you in the next coffee talk. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.